How you guys doing? Welcome back to Emperor Micah's channel, where we're all kings, queens, empresses, all of those things above. I encourage you guys to see yourself as a higher power so that you can make sure that you have the right necessary kind of energy to take on your day, right? So, as I said, if you guys are feeling down and anything, just remember that everything is a test. Whether it be anything that you might be going through, everything is a test. So you always gotta kind of look at things as a test to ensure that you're, taking on these challenges that are being presented to you, right? So we're gonna do another general reading. This is gonna be another what is gonna be the manifestation. What are you manifesting today? Let's see. Okay, so I ask that you guys clear your minds when we're doing these general readings. Also, I ask that you guys make sure that you observe as a general reading, because this will be used. This could be something that happened in the past that you need to work on. This could be something that's happening in the present, or it could be something that you can use the information to guide you in the future. Not all things are going to resonate with you, and that's fine. Just a disclaimer. Not everything's going to resonate with you, and that's fine. Just make sure that you can use this information to other things. And if it doesn't resonate with you, that's okay. You know what I mean? There's plenty of readings on my channel, so you can go check from general readings that are not really personal readings, but just kind of give you a general reading. If you guys do like this video, engage with it, and you feel like you're getting something out of the video, I just ask you to give a like on the video. Also, subscribe to your channel so that you can, and also hit the post notification so you can get notified whenever I drop a video. Right? So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna see what's in store for you, or what's something that we can be manifesting. Right? All right, here we go. Spirit, I just ask that you assist me with this reading, help encourage others. All right, here we go, guys. What are we going to be manifesting? All right. Spirit, what's something that you'd like for us to manifest? Okay, so it says, believe in your good luck. Right? And this is like kind of like what I was just saying, or what I started the video with. It's like knowing that any struggles or anything that you're going through, you've adapted all these skills throughout your life to be able to get to where you are. You have to kind of trust that intuition that you have, and trust that knowledge that you gain, to be able to, do whatever you're doing. Like whatever you're dealing with, you gotta kind of trust that knowledge that you gain. Believing in good luck is just saying that anything, like for an example, if you've already been through stressful situations and you've overcame it and you know how it is to overcome stressful situations, you kind of gotta just, release that knowledge in that same situation that you might be going through twice. You might say, well, I'm stressed out, but you gotta kind of trust your intuition. So if you guys are in a situation again, like you've been through it before, you gotta kind of allow yourself to trust that intuition and move forward, right? Thank you, Spirit, for that message. Okay. Spirit, what other messages do you have regarding our manifestation? What other messages do you have? Okay, next one we have is take a reality check. Spirit wants you to take a reality check. This could be, you got all these ideas. You might have all these ideas and you might need to kind of break it down, right? Kind of just think of it really. I like to do this. I like to, whenever I'm trying to do something, I always like to think two years ahead. Like, whatever you're doing, are you gonna be efficient, or are you gonna be like actually doing it within 2 years? Like, look at, like, for an example, like, look at things that it might be like a new job or something. Look at things that really, like, are you really trying to do that? You see what I'm saying? Are you really trying to do things, like, don't just do things for a monetary gain, but also to be happy. You know what I mean? This is just basically saying, you know what you like, but take your time with it. Reality check is like this. I see a lot of people, they do this, right? They'll have this big dream, and if it doesn't go well, like, are you still gonna be happy? You know what I mean? Like, are you still gonna be happy? So if you're not gonna be happy, I don't think that's something that you want to be, doing, and that's reality, right? If you're not gonna be happy, like, if you say you got this dream, right? You don't make the borderline or whatever thing you're trying to get. You don't reach that goal at that specific moment or during that time that you kind of planned it for. Are you still gonna be happy that you attempted it? Because if you're not gonna be happy, you just feel like it's a waste of time. Then the reality is, maybe you shouldn't be doing whatever you're trying to do. You know what I mean? So that's kind of like a thing to think about. It's not a setback, but it's a thing to think about. It's a thing to say. You gotta make the moves wisely. Like, really choose the stuff. Everything you do, everything you participate in, really sit down and think about it. Like, wait, if I don't reach a certain thing, am I really, like, you guys gotta start thinking strongly about your decisions, because everything has an outcome to it. You know what I mean? So that's something that I can really say. Like, I really try to showcase that. A lot of people just do stuff, and you don't think about the consequences to whatever you do. And this could be anything. This could be what time you wake up in the morning, what time you go to sleep, just simple things like that. Really think about the consequences, and then really ask yourself, are you willing to take the consequences for it? Because if you're not, then it doesn't make sense doing what you're doing. You know what I mean? Thanks, Spirit, for that message. So your message was take a reality check. Spirit, what other messages do you have for us regarding our manifestations? What other messages do you have for us regarding our manifestations? Next one is be humble. Be humble could be like, never forgetting to always remember that you're always going to have more to learn. Always going to have more to grow. As long as you're living, you're always going to be a learning process. Life is always a learning process, right? So always just continue to learn and continue to take in information so that you can apply that to your life. Because if you cut that information, like, seal off, like, when you feel like you know it all and nobody can tell you nothing, you are literally messing yourself up from. I'm not saying sit there and listen to BS people. Like, somebody's BS because you had experiences with them, the BS, and leave them alone. But as far as, like, you sitting there and you feel like you know it all, where you feel like you don't have to look on Google, or you feel like you don't have to read more because you graduated high school. Take in as much information as possible. Be a humble student to life, because life's got so much things to offer, and all these little decisions that you feel like isn't going to benefit you, it will, in each and every decision that you make. You know what I mean? Believe it or not, it's these small details that make up a large picture. It's these small details that really tell the difference between everything else. It's like if I was to draw a block, and I put the details into drawing a shadow around the block. You're gonna look more into the details, because anybody can draw a square or a block on a piece of paper, but who's really out here drawing, putting details into putting the shadow of the square or the block? You see what I'm saying? So that's something to focus on. Be a humble student to life. Don't feel like life, you know everything in life, because you're never gonna know everything until you die. That's when everything that you knew is finished. But I would say, like, as long as you're still breathing, always be willing to learn new things. You know what I mean? Learn a new language. You don't have to learn a new language. You do what you want to do, but don't have that cut off in that learning position. Always feel like there's more to grow, because there's always room to grow. Maybe you're in a place where you can't grow physically, in a position where you can't grow physically, but you can definitely grow mentally. So, and that's the biggest thing, because your mental decides on your decisions that you make. So, always remember that. Thanks, Spirit, for that message. Okay. Spirit, what other message do you have for us? Now step up and lead. This could be like, life is crazy. A lot of times, I like to use this example. Step up and lead. What comes to mind is this. A lot of times you're working in a job or something, or whatever you do in life, your career choice, whatever you decide to do, you feel like somebody else should step in because they're more qualified or they're more there or whatever. A lot of times you can take matters into your own hands and make something happen. And if you mess up, you learn from your mistakes. You know what I mean? As long as it's not something detrimental where you're killing somebody or nothing crazy like that. But in a situation where you need to step up and lead, it doesn't mean that you have to wait for a manager or somebody that's considered a manager to, intervene with the situation. You can take matters into your own hands in the end, do what you need to do to make sure whatever situation gets sorted. You know what I mean? So step up and lead is just kind of taking responsibility. And this could be your personal life, it doesn't have to be your work life. Taking responsibility, taking action. You know what you need to do, make it happen. You don't have to even lead. You could just look at your words, step up. Spirit's letting you guys know, you know what needs to be happening, you know what needs to get done. You know that if you got a fight coming up, in order for you to be physically able to fight, you gotta put in that training hours. You know that if you got a family, you gotta study word. You know that if you got a test, you gotta study the exam, the answers. So, don't pretend like you don't know the outcome of situations if you work hard for it. So you will know the outcome. So Spirit is letting you guys know you guys need to handle your business, handle your responsibilities, handle anything you need to handle, and then make the best out of it, or make the most out of it. Thank you, Spirit, for that message. Let's see what else. Okay. Spirit, what other message do you have for us? Next one we have, take inspired action. Now, a lot of times I don't know if you guys watch like motivational videos, things like that, and that could be an inspiration. It could be a song that you listen to that's an inspiration. I feel like it's any time that you feel you're inspired. Don't just get inspired, get that little butterfly feeling or that feeling good, that sunshine on your skin type of vibe, and don't do nothing. When you get inspired, take action. You know what I mean? Alright, I'm inspired to work out. I'm inspired to read more books. Start reading books. I promise you, even after you start and you feel drained, continue to do. Because there are times when you feel drained and you should keep going. Sometimes I don't really feel like doing my responsibilities that I have to do, whether it be working out. Sometimes I'm like, even things like working out, cooking, reading, things like that I know will make me better. Sometimes I feel like I don't want to do it, getting out of bed. Sometimes I feel like I don't want to get out of bed, but I still do it regardless because I know I'm gonna feel good after I do it. See what I'm saying? So that's my tip to you guys. Always look at the outcome, never at that moment. At that moment, you don't really want to do it, but you gotta look at the outcome of it. The outcome is I'm gonna feel better after I go ahead and do this. You know what I mean? So when you're inspired, take action. Like whatever you're inspired to do, whether it's speak a different language or whatever, you gotta be able. You might as well do it because you was inspired for a reason. So pursue that. Pursue that goal or that dream or that new opportunity, that new job, whatever the case is. Pursue that mission that you was inspired to do. You had that feeling for a reason. It's your intuition speaking to you. Take that on, right? Okay. message? Spirit, what the message do you have for us? Okay, that one. No. Okay, make time for self-love. Okay? So, self-love is like this. Self-love is basically anything that you're doing that doesn't need another human being. That's what self-love is. A quick tip that I can say, I don't know what you guys might be going through. I don't know if you guys are going through maybe rent situations, financial situations, spiritual damage, anything like that, but I can say this. Whenever you feel like you're worthless, remember all them times that you overcame the situation. Remember all them times that you beat the odds. You know what I mean? And use that as fuel to conquer whatever you're trying to achieve. When you realize that, you realize how powerful you really are. When you remember all them hard times you've been through, when you got it out the mud by yourself. That to me, that's the best spiritual love you can give yourself, because you're looking yourself in the mirror, you're accepting all your flaws, but you're also appreciating all your qualities, all the good qualities, all the pluses, whatever you look at it as. You're appreciating all the good qualities of yourself. You accept your flaws, but most importantly, you appreciate all the good qualities, which is going to give you that self-motivation, that self-realization to continue with your life. And that's going to give you self-love. Because the reason why a parent seen as loving their child is because they're appreciative of them. They love them because they love everything about them. You gotta show that same characteristic to yourself. You know what I mean? That self-love is gonna drive you to be able to love someone else. You can't love someone else. You can't show love if you don't have love for yourself, right? So that's the real life. That's like going back to reality. That's the reality of it. Okay, thanks for that message. Okay, Spirit, what are the messages that you have for us? Okay, we have talk less, feel more. And this could be like talk less, feel more, either way. So, for me, when I read that, what Spirit's telling me is anytime I feel like I want to speak on something, I have these things that I want to do, I want to achieve. Let's say I want to create a blueprint, because I run my life off a blueprint. Like, not something where it's like in the future, but more like my daily things that I have to do every day, so that I know the outcome is going to be a lot better than if I didn't do it. You know what I mean? Like, for an example, if you want to get better at reading, what you read every day, right? So I'm trying to say, like, the talk less, feel more is just whatever you're speaking. Make sure you're matching that energy. You know what I mean? Like that nigga some walking like I talk it, like it's a hit, but it's more important. It's real principles behind this life stuff. It's like you want to make sure you're doing just as much as you're speaking on it. Make sure that you're doing it just as much. If you talked about it, is your intuition speaking for you? You obviously want to do it. So go ahead and pursue that. Hopefully it's nothing crazy. Hopefully you guys ain't out here doing killings and nothing like that, because I wouldn't advise you do none of that. Because for one, I'm going to tell you guys this. I know we're getting on topic, but I'm going to tell you this. A lot of people feel like they can kill people and all of that, but you never issued making that life. I don't even care if you was a parent. You never like spiritually created that life. You can't decide on who you give birth to or whatever. So what I'm trying to say is, spiritually, if you can't create that life, there's no reason why you should be able to take that life. So that's the thing. And where I can relate that to this is because I want you guys to do positive things, right? Anything that's gonna build you up, nothing that's gonna take away from you. Because if you kill somebody, somebody's gonna end up killing you. It's just the aura, the energy, the aura, the universe. What goes out comes back to you. What you give is what you get. What you give is what you receive. So when you talk less, feel more, make sure you're speaking positive things into your life. Make sure if it's anything negative, make sure you just remind yourself not to do those things again. And if you're, like I said, if you're speaking on it, do it. If you know what you got to do, and so you're talking about it, so you obviously know what you gotta do. Do what you gotta do, and you know what I mean. Actually, put action behind it. Put more action than you talk. That's why it says talk less, feel more. Feel is, in order to feel something, you gotta be doing something, right? You can't just be sitting down doing nothing. So that's really where feel comes from. Because you feel after you put that, you know what I mean, you put that work in, you're feeling the results of that, you know? Take care for that message. Alright. Spirit, what other message do you have for us? Okay, last one we have seen the big picture. And that's kind of what we were speaking on a few minutes ago. Yeah, you might not want to get out of bed this morning, or yesterday morning, whatever time you're reading this. But the main thing is to remember the end goal. Like when you go to sleep at night, are you actually like are you satisfied with what you did today? Are you satisfied with where you work? Are you satisfied with where you want to be at? Because I want you guys to start looking in the future and really start to say, okay, 2 years from now, I want to have this. Have a goal, like actually have a goal and have a blueprint that you live by so that you can establish a structure to yourself, right? Where you can mentally, spiritually, and emotionally say, yo, I'm proud of myself, or yo, because you're looking at the overall image of your life. When that obituary comes up, when your obituary mean like when you die, they write up a thing for you. When you die, like, are you completely satisfied with your life that you live, no matter how old you are, right? And that's going to determine, like I said, that's going to determine on how old you are too, because it's like if you're like 16 or whatever, you're not really gonna be able to do 6, 7 careers because I mean you're still in high school, right? So you gotta kind of also do a reality check on your situation. But as far as like if you can reasonably say, listen, I'm where I need to be at 24, 25, or 34, or whatever, or not even looking at your age, but looking at from the time you started to your time the expiry date, which is your death when you die. From that time to that time, will you be, you know what I'm saying? Will you actually be satisfied? For the time like today, if you was to decide today, I don't care how old you are, but if you was to decide today, from the time today to the time that you pass away, are you literally satisfied with yourself and you're grateful for what you've accomplished, things like that. I'm not saying that looking at your age and then trying to justify if you're successful, but look at success equals satisfaction, number one, right? A lot of people are deemed successful to other people, but they're not happy, so they're not really successful because they're not satisfied with their life. So always remember that. What I'm trying to say is on this last message is look at the overall picture. Look at the overall what you're trying to accomplish, and then decide if that's if if you made it. You know what I mean? So these are your readings for today, guys. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Thank you for listening. Leave a comment in the comment section if anything that you are concerned about, things like that. Like this video if you liked it. I ask that you just thumbs up the video, helps the channel grow. Also subscribe if you would like to see more of the content, or if you felt like this reading or the messages that I give or the message that Spirit provides for us, and then we elaborate on them. If you feel the content, you like the energy, you like the you're feeling entertained, you're feeling like you're getting something out of it, because I don't want you guys to just watch and feel like you're not getting nothing. If you feel like that, then go ahead and subscribe to your channel so that you can be notified when I drop a video, and also you can be a part of the group. We're all gonna be, we're gonna be doing this for years, so you're always gonna see us around, and you can be part of the family. So go ahead and subscribe. Last message, you guys just be, just make sure that you guys are on your toes out there, right? Nothing in life is guaranteed, but working hard towards it will. I read a comment. It said on a video. I think I read a comment on a video or something, and it said this person said the strongest. What he said, the ones that sweat more in training bleed less in battle. And that's something I want to share with you guys, because I feel like that quote is really. It's like preparation, like how they say poor performance. Poor preparation creates poor performance, something like that. But what it's saying is, if you prepare yourself the right way, you have less chance of losing in the battle, right? So always prepare yourself, you guys, for whatever you guys are trying to do. Prepare yourself properly, practice whatever you're doing, and you have less chances of failing. You know what I mean? But yeah, thank you guys so much. Like I said, like the video, share it if you feel like it applies to somebody else. Subscribe to the channel if you'd like to see more of this, and yeah, post notifications if you want to be notified exactly when I drop a video. But tune back in, we're gonna have many more readings to come, and you guys keep pushing. Thank you guys. Have a good one.